Hey, how's it going? My name is Professor Wasi here at Option Starters University. We are super glad that you've decided to spend this time with us today. Today, we're going to be talking about the R word for beginner traders. That word is risk. Okay, we're going to be going over risk management today. All right, so to get started, one of the first questions that newer traders always ask is, how much should I put in my trading account? Now, that question has an easy answer for me. I start off by saying, do you have any money that you're willing to risk that you are not living off of? Okay, not money that you're spending on a day-to-day basis, potentially for groceries or bills or whatever the case is. Okay, that being said, that set aside, we would say to start at $1,000. Okay, only $1,000. We would say also that before you trade that $1,000, make sure that you make at least 100 paper trades, 100 purpose paper trades, meaning each trade had a specific entry and exit based on a specific setup or pattern that you have learned through Option Snipers University. All right, that's one of the first things. Make sure you go ahead and fund your account at least $1,000. Okay. Secondly, how much should you enter your trade with? Now, this question has a lot of different answers for a lot of different reasons. Okay, some people say, hey, you should only trade upwards of 10% of your portfolio. Other people give an actual dollar amount. I'm not going to do either. What I'm going to say is you would only enter a trade and leverage the money that you're leveraging into a trade. You want to make sure that that amount is an amount that you are comfortable with leveraging and seeing potentially go to zero. Now, our goal obviously is not to lose every single dollar on a trade, but we do have to keep in mind that it is possible. Knowing that it's possible, being in a better position to make sound decisions. Okay, so for instance, somebody that has potentially a $100,000 portfolio, they may not necessarily worry about putting $1,000 in the market here and there. Okay, but somebody with only a $5,000 account portfolio may probably second guess themselves when they're thinking about putting in that same $1,000. So you want to make sure you make that distinction for yourself. If your skin starts shaking and your body starts moving when you hit this button to buy contracts, you are already knowing that your body is telling you something that is saying abort mission, get out of this now, this doesn't feel good. And if you have those types of feelings, then you need to listen to them and take heed and make the right decision regarding those. Okay, now secondly, actually this is thirdly, what types of trades to make? Now, a lot of people sometimes see some sort of long rally or some sort of long drop throughout the entire market day and think to themselves, hey, if only I just put some money in at open and just took it at close. Here's the deal with that. Those types of days do not happen often in the market. You never want to create a strategy around something that does not happen often in the market. Okay? If it only happens sometimes, there's no reason for you to create an entire trading strategy around that. Okay. Now, with that being said, we typically advise our students to only take short scalps with a smaller account. What that means is that you're taking short wins very seldomly within the market throughout only the power hour of the day, which is essentially the period of time in the market where there is increased volatility. That would be from open at 9:30 Eastern AM to 11:30, potentially noon Eastern. Okay, those are the times in which you'll see more volatility in the market than other times in the market. Okay, so you want to definitely make sure that you're taking short scalps within that time period. Here's the secret, guys. You don't have to know every single move that's going to occur in the market. Quite frankly, I don't really care to know every move in the market. I only care about knowing what the move is for the specific setup that I'm trading at that specific moment. Okay, as an options trader, I am being paid to be right some of the time. I am not being paid to be right all of the time. Okay? Make sure you keep that in mind. And lastly, one final tip for beginner traders. There's this idea that the longer you spend in the market, the longer amount of time you spend in the market, the more money that you end up making. This is a complete fallacy. Stay far, far away from anyone that ever gives you that sort of advice. Okay? And for what it's worth, quite the contrary is actually correct. Okay? When we talk about spending less time in the market, that actually allows us to be more profitable. Why? Because we're dealing with something called theta. Okay? And when we're dealing with theta, what theta essentially means is that our contracts are increasingly becoming less valuable throughout the trading day. Okay? So we want to stay away from thinking that the more time we spend in the market, the more money that we're going to make. Quite frankly, for somebody like me, once I utilize the first 15 to 30 minutes in the market, I know that I've made the amount of money that I want to make on the day. That essentially means that I need to close my laptop, not be greedy, and go about my business, handle some other things, go create content for you guys, go run other businesses that I have. Okay, that's the idea behind trading. It's not to say that you're slaving away at your computer the same way you would potentially at a another job. Okay, you want to utilize your time as wisely as possible, as optimally as possible during those first 3 hours of the trading day so you can get in and get out. All right. I usually think of this as a robbery. Okay. Far be it from me. Obviously, I've never robbed a bank before, but I have watched movies and TV shows where they are robbing a bank. And what they do is they get in there and they get out of there quickly. All right. We have to think of ourselves as such. If you need to go ahead and wear a mask, put some gloves on, do that. Okay. Because we need to be very strict about our approach when we talk about getting into the market. Okay. With all that being said, I hope that helped. Make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check us out for more content as we continue to drop content on a weekly basis. You can also visit us at www.optionssnipersuniversity.com so that you can join our 5-figure trading challenge where we actually go over these principles for 5 days. Only $200. I think the ticket's only $200 now. It's on sale or something. Go check it out, guys. You can also check that out at the number 5, figuretradingchallenge.com, and you will not regret it. All right? See you soon. Peace.